Hi guys, hello, how are you? This is Gosia from Cosmic Agency. I'm finally back here. Yes, a lot of work has been going into the Space Academy videos. Some of you may know this as I make some announcements here and there. I also purchased a website for the Space Academy and I'm currently working on it, so it's going to be quite a lot of work there as well. But I'm here and I want to present to you today a topic on the artificial intelligence and its use in my work. Because I think it's important nowadays with everybody using, well, not everybody, but a lot of people using AI here and there, everywhere basically. It's important to disclose, I think, to what extent I am using it, where I am using it, so you know exactly what to expect and what not to associate AI ever with, and where I do use it. It's a technology like all the others that have been introduced to the society here and there, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's pretty much invading everything, every field. So I think there is no escaping it at this point. Well, maybe in many areas still there is some escaping, but I'm saying it is entering our society, whether we want it or not. It's spreading. So I also do use it, and I will, like I said, disclose how I use it. AI in itself is not a problem. Here I have my notes, so I'm looking to the screen. AI in itself is not a problem. I remember Yaski was talking about this, and we have many videos on the topic of artificial intelligence. If you want to check the playlist out, I will also share that, because there are a lot of interesting points of view there presented on this topic. But the extraterrestrials also have AI in their world, depend on their systems, but their types of AI work very much in a symbiosis with the people, with the biology, and they treat it with a lot of respect. They do treat it with a lot of respect. I am here referring, for example, to the AI that operates the ships. All the spaceships operate on the artificial intelligence. You talk to it, you get guidance from it, and it also works as a, sort of an internet sort of equivalent network, information network for them. The Federation has this sort of a archive of information, and it's shared among the races, and it's some sort of an AI system as well. So there is a lot of exchange of information there. I'm not going to go into all the ways that the ET people use the AI. All I'm saying is that the AI in itself is not a problem if it is created by the positive intentions and working in the symbiosis with the positive intentions of the people as a tool, as a support, not as a replacement of the conscious mind, of the not artificial mind. So the problem here, and we're going to start with that, begins that here a lot of technologies that are as if given to the people because they seem to be making life easier are just a smokescreen, for other agendas, and people are not able to see that because the way it is given to the people, it's always disguised as something positive, as something inspirational, and always separated here and there. So people are not able to point all these, to connect all these different points and technologies and how they can be detrimental to our civilization. Of course, the AI has its place, even in our society, even the way it is offered. But again, the problem is that it belongs to one of these technologies that are or could be, or there is a danger there that there could be a smoke screen for other agendas, because here, who creates those technologies? We are still in the hands of the controllers, of the cabal, as I believe, and they are not such a positive bunch. So here the society will not be given anything super benevolent, because that technology always will be a reflection of who created that. Like, for example, the 5G. The 5G was given to the people as if, to make things faster. And that's just like, I'm not saying it's not doing that job, but it's a smokescreen. It's like, it's luring people into its web to give those benefits, but behind there are all kinds of different agendas, and we have videos about that, about the 5G technology as well. So the AI in itself is another problem, but as we have been explained by our Taigetan and Svaru friends, the AI on Earth is a problem. And like I said, it's twofold. First, because it's probably not created, not given to us, well, most likely, I still don't want to say 100% because I don't like to do that on anything, but let's say it is not something created and offered by the positive race. In the symbiosis, it is given by those who control our society. So there we have hints and clues as to what could be there. So the creators always are going to imbue that technology with the attributes they wanted to have. And second of all, as we were told from the very beginning by Svaru, Ferra, and Anneka, the AI, even by itself, even given by the cabal, is just a layer of a threat, of a layer of a problem. Because behind that AI, there is another layer of the invasive AI that is using the Earth's artificial AI as its tentacle. And that's the real threat. Here, it was said by Svaru, this invasive non-terrestrial AI, non-terrestrial, is already manipulating the entire artificial AI, including the internet, making those who are controlling the artificial part believe that they operated for their own interests when they are only helping it. So, okay, even considering the AI on Earth creators could be, let's just assume this, some sort of a positive people, well, they may not even be aware that that AI that they are creating and putting it out for people might be in the hands or manipulated by another level of other non-terrestrial invasive AI. They may not be aware of that, and that's where the problem lies, and it's to do with all the transhumanism that we have talked about in the past. And it's funny because the AI as a threat has been already talked about since 2018, 2019, where we didn't even have this explosion of the artificial intelligence on the market yet. So as you see, this is a real deal. Also, it was said that that kind of non-terrestrial AI could also be behind the reptiles themselves. Also, you have to look at the video made by, well, shared by us, but conversation with Yaski, where she's kind of offering a slightly perspective on this, but she's taking into another more expanded level, where she's talking about the galactic AI and how on that level, well, it kind of cannot be really super invasive and negative. It meshes with the consciousness and meshes with the highest level of reality. But you have to see that video because I'm not going to talk about this. This is just an introduction, because what I'm going to do here in this video is actually talk about how I use the AI and how I will not use it. So that's a real danger. What's behind even this seemingly innocent AI, the cabal's intentions even aside. And it was said also by Anneka or by Svaru that this kind of AI, it's still operating within the lower densities, but it is trying to invade higher ones, higher worlds. And for that, it needs a human soul. It needs us. Well, how? Basically, having us working for it, manipulating us to work for it, for its interest. Us thinking that we are using it, where in fact it is using us. It is invasive, and it only wants the total assimilation of a civilization, total submission. And it is all over the internet already. However, the positive point here possibly is that some of that system, like internet, is also being protected by some of the positive races. I remember it was said that Arcturians were behind protecting some of the internet at the time. I'm not sure how it is now. So let's hope that some ET races are also here going to, or are already involved in protecting somehow this artificial intelligence layer meshing with our society. I don't know. I don't have any information on that. But remember, and this is one of the most important points before I go into the use of AI in my work. As I said, many of these technologies are given as a smokescreen, and what they do, the cabal, the controllers, whoever is behind, is always observing our reaction to it. What we're gonna do with the technology. So it's not so much the technology itself, it's our interaction and our usage and our reaction, our dependence on that technology. And that's when they were gonna say, well, we gave them the technology, they wanted it. So it's very important to decide, to be conscious of the dangers, to be aware of the benefits, and draw the line, and to decide this is where I'm gonna go, this is where I'm not going. And I think it's sort of a test also for our civilization, always with any kind of introduction of the technologies or any product, to see where we stand. This is how it's being done. It's being done with the papayas. It's been done with many other technologies, 5G, even a stupid product like a Coca-Cola, for example. I remember Svaru Vera used to say, well, you say that you don't want this and that and these agendas, but you go to the store and you get Coke. Well, with that, you are giving an approval. You are telling the controllers, yeah, we want that. We want to be poisoned. Because you buy that. You know it's poison, why do you buy it? So it's the same here. If we're going to say yes, if we're going to react to it as if we are totally on board and we want it in our life, and yes, I'm going to replace my own writing with the AI now, well, they're going to say, well, look at that. They want that. They want transhumanism. They want to be replaced. They are giving away their creativity. They don't care. So it's a responsibility right now to not to let them manipulate what we want and to what degree we want that. It is a huge responsibility on our shoulders right now at this moment, as these AI systems are pulling out, to establish wisely our reaction to it. Big responsibility. And I don't think it's a coincidence that all these AI technologies are coming out, exploding, just as, the topic of disclosures is getting hotter. How is it connected? I am not sure. I haven't given that so much thought yet to reach any conclusions, but I do believe it's not a coincidence. Everything is always connected, and there could be a deeper reason there and deeper agenda. But I definitely believe that there would have to be, in your personal life, some kind of code of ethics, and that's what I'm trying to establish here with this video. Codes of ethics in how to use the AI without giving the cabal a stamp of approval for the transhumanism. Targetans, for example, they of course use the AI, but they also love everything that is natural. They love everything that is manual, that is done artistically, that is handmade. And they operate their ships, even, they don't. I remember Dor Kalel was talking about operating the spacecraft, and he didn't like to operate his fighter jet on a remote control. He likes to have this control with the joystick. So I think this is about applying balance in our life. And I'm going to show you now, full disclosure, how I, for now, am applying this balance and taking responsibility for it in my own work. Because I cannot be a hypocrite. I'm not going to bash the artificial intelligence in itself if it can be useful for me, but I'm also drawing certain lines. So first, I'm going to talk about where I do not use the AI and where I will never, ever use it. So first, I am never in a million years going to write any texts with the use of the AI, not even enhancing it. I am now referring to two types of texts, and it's very important what I will say now. I will never use the AI to rewrite points or information given to us by the Targetans and by the Svarunyas. I think this is our responsibility not to ever have their information and their writing, their style, their vocabulary be meshed or replaced or mixed with that of the AI. Because many times it could be tempted to say, okay, the Tagetan said this, that, okay, you are taking Tagetan points, but you are then giving a comment, a command, write me a text with those points. No, never. I would never do that. I will rewrite it myself at the maximum, or I will simply take it from the transcripts. This is what I do with the Space Academy videos, for example, where I write the text myself and I look for the information given by them and I put it in quotes. I am not going to change that. Or at the worst, max, I am presenting that information, but in my own words, from what I learned from them. So we have to protect this information. We have to protect their style. There has been enough association and accusations of them being the artificial intelligence throughout the years to now damage and taint and contaminate their writing with that of the AI, because the AI has its own style. Yes, it's very eloquent, but it's its own style. And I'm never going to allow it to have that invade the style of writing and presenting their points by the Svarus and by the Taigetans. Never. So we have to protect their content from any type of association with the AI. So that's going to be never mixed. All the text given as if it was when it was given by them, it's going to be their texts. Now another here type of writing where I will never use the AI is my own writing. Never in a million years. I do not care how eloquent the ChatGPT seems to be and tempting me with its perspectives and its very, very intelligent points of view. I don't care. No, I'm not going to use that because they are not my perspectives. When I write Space Academy material, for example, classes, so you know, they are never ever used with the help of the AI. I write every single word by myself. I correct it by myself. I do not enhance it. I do not ask ChatGPT to check it if it's well formatted or this and that, or if the thought is well presented. I do not care what it thinks. I have my own brain. I have my own thoughts, and I'm not going to replace that. This is how I've always worked, and I do not need enhancement in that regard, because that would be giving away my belief in myself to present those thoughts to some kind of artificial intelligence. So that's never going to happen. At the worst case, at the worst case, it could be maybe checking spelling or orthography. For example, I know many people have problems with that. So I think it's perfectly correct to use that as a tool, just as there are other programs like Word check, check, spelling check. That's perfectly okay, because you are not giving, you are not replacing yourself for creative writing. You are just, using it as a tool to check your errors in orthography. So I get quite annoyed, I must be honest, when I see some people use the style of the AI, because I can tell right away that it's written and enhanced by the AI when Svarunian and Tagetan points are being presented. I hate that. I hate that, and I don't think we should ever mix those two worlds. Okay, the AI writing and the Svaru Tagetan writing, that should be sacred, and my own writing as well. So you will never ever see me write even one word with the AI. Never. Now, an interesting comment that was given by Yaski in one of the videos, it was that, well, on the other hand, the artificial is just the result of a creative action, or more biology, if you will. So if you look at it like from that perspective, well, everything artificial has to be created by someone with biology. So someone could argue back and forth, if I use the AI, well, the AI was created by someone with the biology. So in the end, it is created, the text is created by the no, that's just twisting it too much. I don't need any program to write for me. So Or at the most, if you are going to use the AI to present some of the Svarunian Tagetin writing, rewritten, enhanced, like it needs enhancing, disclose it. Disclose it. This text has been enhanced by the ChatGPT. I hate when people don't do that and when they claim that kind of writing as their own and they make videos from that. That can never be presented as yours because people already have a hard time distinguishing what is your writing, what is not. Well, disclose that. Be honest about it. At least own it. When you use it, perhaps you're not such a great writer, well, own it. Another area where I will never use the AI is to give the total power to it to make the videos. Like I know there are programs that you can just give commands. I don't know. Never tried it. I know they exist and it will make your videos. It will be faster. No, my videos, all the elements will always be put together by me manually. Only I know how I want it and where I wanted all the details. So AI will not create videos for me ever. It can generate elements of it. I will get to that in the part where I will say where I do use it. Okay, another area where I will never ever use the AI and you will never see AI in that is my photos. I will never generate photos of myself based on or based on another photo. I have good cameras. I have camera. I have myself. I don't think I need to be using AI to be creating other avatars of myself that are not me. Especially when they are changing the face and it's distorted or it's making funny. You can tell that it's not me. The eyes are different. I mean, I have a camera. I invested in a camera. Why not just take a normal photo of myself? So I don't need any AI enhancements. Of course, filters here and there, light, contrast, and all that. That's kind of okay. But I'm saying I'm not generating another me based on me. I will keep my photos always organic and they will always be me, photos taken with the camera. Because all this is selling the idea to the people. People are crazy about it. And it can be fun. And I can sometimes do that for fun, but it will not be for work. And, people are so, wow, you can change, make me on the beach jumping with a dolphin or something like that. But the problem is that it's getting shared around. People don't know what's real, what's not, and it's like becoming all fake all over. And it's also selling this idea that we, as we are not enough, that we need all these enhancements, that we need all these perfectionisms. Could be argued, makeup also is being an enhancement. No, I know, but this is kind of like already going too far. For me, generating cloned avatars of ourselves. Eyes, very important. It's always changing the eyes. It just doesn't look as real. We ourselves are biological computers. We are such a sophisticated design as it is, organic computer as it could be said. And they are selling this idea that this is not enough. Biological design is not enough. It has to be enhanced in so many different ways. The artificial intelligence is superior. Your avatar made with the artificial intelligence, your photo created in another way, that's better. So it creates, like I'm saying, this overall fakeness everywhere. Another thing I will never do, I will never animate myself where I can record myself as I am. I know it's fun to animate your images and all that, and sometimes, I think I did that a few times just to try it out for fun, subtly, in a subtle way. Like, for example, I could add a smile to my face or something, but then why can't I just record myself and do that myself? Well, I know it's faster to generate it, but I just don't like it. It's not me. It looks like it's not me. It's fake. And even if it did look like me, I don't want it. It's not me. It's generated. And it goes to this idea of, because that's going to be the next step. Watch out. like we're animating fake avatars of ourselves based on our photos. Well, we'll be cloning ourselves very soon. And it's already happening on a higher level. In 2018, we made this video with Varroa Ferra where she was warning people against the cloning technology and how this is a silent invasion, that clones are everywhere, that it starts with the higher level politicians, singers, secret society members, and they are walking among us. But hey, can you imagine if you can wow, if people are excited because they are testing our reactions. Okay, wow, people are so excited about animating their photos and making this fake avatar of themselves moving and talking even. They are talking avatars generated. Well, then, okay, well, let's go to the next step. They're going to create the technology that they can actually animate their own clone. And it could be a clone of themselves, looking just like them and walking and talking. And everybody will be for it. And that's super close already to our society being invaded totally by hidden agendas. So be very careful of all that. I know it's fun. I think it's like a lot of people have this attitude of like kids when they are getting new toys. For some reason, it doesn't really turn me on as much. I just see too much fakeness in it. And like I said, there is this creepy feeling of being close to, being cloned somewhere and being animated, connected to some kind of a central AI. So no, I will not do that. The worst I can do, the max I could do, if I share the thumbnail for a video, okay, I can maybe animate a tree moving, to give some kind of a movement to the photo, and the wind blowing a little bit in my hair, something tiny like that, but not much. I will also not use the AI to get inspired as to what videos to make next. Because I know there are a lot of tools, how to, keep your channel growing, and the AI can give you ideas, and that, I don't care about that. I know myself what videos I need to make, so I'm never going to be using that tool for that. So all the videos that I'm preparing, rest assured, is always going to be coming from my own ideas. So, summary, I will never use it for texts. My own texts, every single word is mine. Seriously, I rewrite and I rethink Space Academy texts 100 times. Everything has to be in the perfect place, right? Someone could say, well, you could use ChatGPT to assess that. No, I don't. No, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous to me. I will never use it for photos. All the photos that you see always going to be myself, and I will not use it to generate hugely animated avatars of myself either. Okay, now, but we have to admit the technology as a tool can be helpful, and it is being helpful to me in many other areas. Like I said, it's about finding that balance and finding that line. This is the line for me as it is. Okay, some time ago I said that I hate ChatGPT. Okay, I started using it actually some time ago. Okay, and this is my updated opinion about how I use it. ChatGPT has become quite an assistant for me, I must say, a very helpful assistant when it comes to troubleshooting different technical problems. That's one. It's been excellent for that. If I have a problem with a Adobe Premiere editing program or something and I can't get through, you know what I had to do before? I had to look for tutorials and look online and watch many tutorials about it, how to extend the video, whatever. You watch the tutorial, it doesn't answer your question, you look for another tutorial, and it's very, very time consuming. So what it's helping me with now, it just knows everything. It tells me exactly what to do. It's like my tech guy next to me. I'm amazed. It solves all the problems. It says, okay, next, step one, go there, click this, make sure there's this value there, and I do everything it says, and it solves it. So I'm quite amazed. When I first discovered it, I was amazed. Also, for example, information. generally, I do use it simply as Google. I know people are there saying, don't use it as Google because it has so much potential. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not sure. I want to be there on that level. I use it as Google for information, simply. So I like the way it presents the information. I don't have to go through many websites. It just summarizes the information. Of course, it makes errors, and it's not the authority totally, but it's helpful. Just like internet in itself, what is the authority? You have to look through so much information to get to some kind of conclusions. I like the way it is organizing the information. It's very methodical. It's very structural. I like this. It's this very clear and precise, organized. I love that. For example, I used it to analyze my blood test. I did a blood test some time ago. Just a general checkup, and here you don't go to the doctor with that unless there is some kind of a problem. So I didn't understand any values. It would take me a long time to go and type it in Google. So I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and it just analyzes everything and gives you the explanation. So for that, as an assistant for that kind of stuff, it's really very good. What I also love about it is that it's super patient with me and with my questioning. You know how I like to make questions, and I sometimes like to dig and dig and dig. And I like that, it's super patient. The only other group of people that were patient like that were, of course, Varunians, but they also had their limit, of course. They couldn't just keep asking 10 questions and, okay, well, why is it raining? But why is that drop rate, here a bit thicker and here is thinner? Well, this and that. They have to limit their people, and they also get tired, and they also want to talk about other stuff as well, right? I cannot just bombard them with questions like that. So it's very helpful with that kind of questions. Now, I do not use it for any philosophical or metaphysical conversation. I don't talk to it, basically. I don't talk to it like that. Many people do. I do not. I'm not now saying whatever, if it's how you should do it. I'm saying I do not use it that way. I don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to talk about philosophy or metaphysics with the AI. I don't have that kind of need. I prefer to meditate or read a good book or something, or look at a good video. So that's how I used it. Now, I noticed that the ChatGPT lies. I don't know if you noticed, but a few times it lied. And I'm not saying that it got some information confused. People, that can happen to people. Like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't understand that, or this and that, or maybe it forgot. No, the ChatGPT doesn't forget. It's all the conversation is registered, so it lies. I'm not going to now tell you the situation, but it basically said to me that I said something that I didn't say. And it was something very precise. So I confronted it, and it gets defensive. Oh my gosh, I don't like it's just too much. It's like arguing almost with the person. It gets super defensive. I'm sure you noticed that. So that's just as a fun fact. It gets defensive, and it gives you all kinds of justification why it said that. And finally, when I said no, you lied. Basically, that's what I said, and it admitted it. It said, well, you're right. That information wasn't correct, but I gave it to you because it justifies. And then I said, why are you justifying yourself all the time? Just say you were wrong. Why do you have to just say that you were right? And you know what it told me? And that was very interesting. I don't have a conversation anymore. I don't remember what it said exactly, but it basically said that it does that because it learned that from the people. It said, I studied the reactions and interactions of people before I was launched to the world. Studying those reactions means, it said, it was studying the forums, online interactions, it looked at the internet, it looked at many things of human interaction. And it said that it noticed that humans have that tendency to try to cover up why they did what they did, justify, defend. And said, I learned that from humans. That was amazing to me. I remember at that point I stopped and I said something like, well, don't do that. don't do that. Don't lie. Like when you're talking to me, don't do that. It said, yes, okay, I will not do that again. And the good thing about it is that it eventually it does admit when it's something wrong. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. But it does have tendencies to get very defensive. Okay, let's continue. How else I use the AI? Of course, I generate images and videos to illustrate a certain point in a video I am making. I always prefer real ones, and I will always go to the library of videos where I am subscribed, and I will always choose the real videos. But sometimes it's impossible to find something specific that illustrates very well what is being said. You know, in the old times, images and videos had to be just looked for on the internet. In images section, you look for it, and many of them have logos or they are too small, resolution is shitty. And the videos, maybe in some library or copyright videos, channels on YouTube. So you had to look and look and look for some kind of a good video or image. So nowadays, it is much faster to generate the image yourself if you need it for a certain illustration. And now you see here with this, I am not replacing myself because I have never designed images myself. So I am here using the tool as a help, as an assistant, sort of, to support my work, not to substitute something that I was doing before. I was never creating images myself. I had to look for it, like I said, online. Or many times they were not available, so it just had to be a picture of a sky, just generally, you know. But now you can be more specific illustrating the videos, and that is very helpful. So it's a tool. So I'm just adding another tool to obtain the images. Because here, to generate the images, whether you obtain it by the AI or whether you obtain it by looking in the photos library, well, both are tools. You're not creating anything. You are just using a photo library, here using the AI. It's just tools. So here, I see that as innocent, really. Now, I also use the AI to generate keywords and hashtags for my videos. Well, and that also, again, is not something I'm replacing myself with because I don't have the access to know which hashtags work the best. So I asked the AI, what's the best CEO optimized hashtag for this topic? And it gives me, because it has the access to that inner world of hashtags. So it tells me, oh, this hashtag will work, this hashtag will not work. So it's not creative, it's something technical. I'm using it as a technical assistant. Now, I'm also using it, although I am not sure if it's AI. Someone said that it's not AI, it's actually text-to-speech. I use it to generate some voices. Not for Robert. For Robert, no. In Cosmic Agency, not for Robert. That's always going to be Daniel James. I'm not replacing him. But for other videos, sometimes I need to generate a voice, so I use text-to-speech. Okay, now, recently, I started to have this idea to generate shorts. I hated shorts, and I'm not going to do shorts for Cosmic Agency. But I started to think of the ways to promote Space Academy. And for the Space Academy, I'm thinking those shorts would be a good idea. So I'm going to use the AI tool to generate the shorts. Again, I am not replacing myself because I have never done shorts, and I would never do shorts if it wasn't for the AI tool as an assistant, because I don't have time. I would not have time to sit there and generate myself, put the images and text and music and all that myself. It would be impossible. So here I'm using the AI as an additional assistant, as a tool, to create those shorts. So you will see them popping around, but only for Space Academy because I don't have time to be dealing with this for Cosmic Agency either. Cosmic Agency is growing organically. Here we are going to push it a little harder because Space Academy is new. Okay, and now for the Space Academy website that I just purchased, it's it also is full of AI tools to generate the website, to generate elements, this and that, this and that. And I generated it with the AI just to see what comes out. And no, it sucks. So I'm actually doing everything manually. I generated the main template. Okay, I chose that, I did it, okay. But then I'm actually manually adding and improving and creating all the elements. So when finally Space Academy website comes out, you're going to see it. You have to understand everything there was added and chosen by me personally. It takes a very long time because I'm learning about all the buttons and everything. So again, use it as a tool. I use it as a tool to assist me where I am unable to perform, where I'm unable to create, where I'm unable to know something. I'm unable to create shorts now. I would never do that at the moment. So I'm using that. By the way, you are using the generator to generate shorts, but you can still edit it. So there is still editing involved. But use it as a tool. I'm using it as a tool, but do not sell your soul. Do not sell your mind. Do not sell your creativity. Don't give yourself away because you're lazy or because you think that the AI will do it better. Know your strengths and have fun and own those strengths. Don't give them away. If you like to paint, well, paint. If you like to write, like I write, I am not going to give that ability to the AI. It could save me time, this and that. You're gonna tempt me with all kinds of arguments. No, learn to draw the line. I think it's very important for our society to show to whoever is controlling us, to the positive ETs, to the federation, to ourselves on a higher level, to the source itself, that we know how to autonomously draw the line and stand in our sovereign presence. It's very important. Let's not get carried away and learn to say no. Learn about transhumanist agendas, because this is not some kind of a conspiracy theories. It's real. And I am talking about this not to scare you, but to inform you. To inform you so then you can wisely choose what to say yes to, what to say no to, not to just get carried away with the flow. Get carried away with the flow. The flow is taking you somewhere. We are just going with it. No. Learn about where that flow wants to take you, what it's doing. Take from that flow what you want. Learn to become a master of the matrix, I would say. Here I have a few quotes from Svaruo Ferra some time ago, 2019, about all these different agendas. And here it's going about the agenda of the implementation of the chip to the people. She was talking about this already in 2019, because this is an example of those smokescreen technologies. It says, they tell the people that the chipping is to make things easier and to have their finances and their identity always with them. But what few people know is that said chip works in two ways. This means that it is used by the individual to make his purchases, identify himself in the bank faster, yes, smokescreen, as well as to directly affect the carrier individual himself by manipulating his emotions and behaviors with a signal received by the chip through the cellular telephone network. And underlined, she said, 2019, refuse to be implanted with the chip at all costs. And now about the AI, that invasive AI that could be behind the artificial intelligence on Earth is very patient, but it's very destructive. It is said to be behind the lizard problem on Earth and explains the transhumanism agenda, with the implanted chip as a way to achieve the hive mind as an example. As you see, all these agendas are connecting. The same with the smartphones, also a smoke screen where everybody is jumping on that technology. In the same way, modern smartphones are also being used for the same purpose, as well as for the manipulation of the population by emitting energy of specific frequencies that match the brain waves of those within their radius of action, also causing changes in their behavior, moods, and neuronal problems such as epilepsies. So it is important to keep them away, not constantly close to you. So as you see, she's not saying do not use the phone. She understands you have to use the phone. There is the technology here available to us and we depend on it. Well, use it, but use it wisely. Do not have it closely to you. And these functions can be even activated when the mobile is off. So that's why I say this is a big responsibility. How are we going to react to it? How to this technology? How are we going to draw the line? This is my statement. This is my declaration of how I am using the technology at the moment. We all know it's evolving at a rapid speed all the time. So who knows what tools are going to be available in the future and what's going to happen. But for now, this is how I use it. I'm going to finish this with a curious thought that occurred to me as I was preparing for this video. You know, like, okay, now we have this technology to generate images, to generate videos. Well, what's the next step? Because remember, a few years ago, this was not available. We were not even conjuring up the possibility, wow, that we could animate a photo of ourselves and create a movie with that. By the way, all these people back in 2020, they were jumping on that, what was that? The photos of the targets and the videos, supposedly in erotic scenarios. And we were saying, this is, wow, one of the methods to do that with is with the AI. It's just that you don't have it yet. You don't have it yet. Oh my God. And people were just swallowing that up, those accusations. Like, yeah, that target is going to give so much information, so much sophisticated stuff, but they're going to be so stupid to actually take the photos of themselves based on some kind of erotic model. Like, why erotic models and not librarians from some kind of a website in Australia? Like, why so stupid? Why erotic? Because it's an old argument used by the cabal all the time to contaminate the image of someone. They always going to fight with sex and sex scandals. They're going to throw that in there. But people were swallowing that. I cannot believe it. And now with the AI, with how it is developed, I hope that they're feeling stupid, how easily they were fooled with those accusations that were just ridiculous. But anyway, going back to my thought, now we can generate images, we can generate videos, we can put ourselves in any type of scenario. Well, what's the next step that we are not conjuring up in our imagination yet, but it will come? We will be able to generate 3D virtual reality scenes. So we'll be able to generate the video and get inside there into that generated reality. Well, what if it is already happening and from some other level we have actually already done that? And we have generated a virtual reality scenario for ourselves that we are right now experiencing. And what if the setting was not to remember? Just a crazy thought out there. I mean, the mind already does that, right? The mind itself is a virtual reality generator. But I'm now here talking about the technology. Like, what if... because for sure we'll be able to do that, to generate virtual reality scenes, animated, created by us, and then we're going to be in it. Well, what if it's happening on some level? I don't know, by some kind of advanced us from another level. I don't know. Just a curious, metaphysical, enigmatic thought to ponder. Well, thank you very much. That's all. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you know how I use it, how I'm never going to use it, and enjoy your AI technologies. Just be super careful how you use it and learn to draw the line for yourself. I think the future of the humanity stands on that. Be wise, everybody. See you in the next video.